Good morning, dear ducks. We're here for talking about what that Juan Carlos in 2004 was talking about several issues and ideas, like this one, North of Ireland, 2004, September 14. What was told on that time? It's interesting. The retrospective view about what was thought on that moment for what is thinking about myself in this time 2021 years later. If you agree, we can go on the issue of North of Ireland 2004. One upon a time, God blessed the earth by creating a perfect island, a perfect land. The land of the Irish, the Emerald Island. Irish are made of enjoy life and to serve God, at least since St. Patrick, the patron of the nation, converted into Catholic religion. The history of Irish is much more ancient and subsides into the founding roots of the European culture and civilization. Irish lived without Roman pressure. They were free from Rome. Being a far west land of Europe, Irish lived their own lives separately. Since 12th century, the British invaded them, incorporated them into England. The England that in 1066 battle in Hastings founded, as you can see in the Bajil canvas, it was a slow trial of conquest and assimilation to English culture. But they, Irish, survived to the cultural invasion, even to Cromwell massacre. From 1547 to 1558, there was a battle concerning about the religion. Henry the Great divorced from Rome because he wanted the liberty that Rome wasn't disposed to bring England or to any of their fellow sons. Catholics had a little hope in Mary Stuart, daughter of Henry VIII, and Catalina of Aragon, also granddaughter from the Catholic kings of Spain. In 1558, all that ended with Elizabeth I. English are Anglican and Protestant. Irish are Catholic. That is one of the identity cleavages in the Irish-British relationship. Even Irish offered the crown of Ireland to Spanish King Philip II in the 16th century. All resistance apparently ended. In 1594, Ulster subleved from the British domination. In the 1641, it was a generalized rising against the conqueror in Ulster province. That brought along an unsolved situation between Irish, Catholic and English and Scots Protestants. In 1652, started officially the colonization because of the recent uprising of Irish. It's curious that Scottish helped English into the conquest war against Irish. We shall remember the battles of Braveheart that really existed, and King Bruce to be an independent nation again since the early 14th century until Union Act in 1707. Scottish from Edinburgh and Glasgow went into Belfast and Derry to a new life as colons, like in the far west. The Scottish knew that was England, and they played that horrible role. Irish being dominated by Britons, or they thought that as we have seen in those uprising examples that coincided with the crown offered also at that time to King Philip IV of Spain. 19th century Ireland in 19 19th century in 1800 1800 it's formally annexed into the empire. United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Ireland was a poor land in the 19th century, and ordinary people went from their own nation to get a better future in that world, United States of America. Thousands of Irish went to the new country. Moreover, when a potato famine was declared on the island in the middle 19th century, a massive immigration to hungry expatriated Irish went to Ellie Islands in New York to enter the United States of America. But in Ireland, a nationalist movement was increasing to take back the nation to local population from the whole Britain's hands. As we can see in Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York, Irish fought hardly to survive in America, also against Anglo-Saxon community. Catholics were minority in the United States and were strongly bad tourists, as you also can see in the construction of the principal tunnel in New York City. And Ireland, the movement to independence produces in 1905 the creation of Sinn Féin party, ourselves a strong national movement. It is not taken the idea of Fenians in 19th century in this article, but we have here, beside what we talked yesterday, the Thormont Castle, symbol of many things, and now the idea of autonomy in the north of Ireland. We can go on, but surely saying before that Scottish went to the Act of Union because they wanted to colonize the Aryan zone in so-called now Panama. They failed, and that strike on the economy of Scotland made them having to unite to England in that Union of Britain. So it's interesting talking about the idea of Ireland, the difference of unions that Ireland and Scotland made in that 18th century. At the end of 18th century, in the last year, just on the beside border to the 19th century. We go on. 19th century goes with to 20th century. In 20th century is the day where Ireland became free again. In 1916, in the center of Dublin, there was an Irish Republican Army, the Army of the Republic of Ireland, uprising that was suppressed strongly by British forces that were also fighting in France against the German forces of First World War. Sinn Féin and IRA were pro-German because of the war situation. Kaiser government sent to the Irish a boat with arms in a few days after the beginning of the war. Finally, in 1921, Ireland got a treatment with United Kingdom. It was not the 100% of what the Irish constituted government claimed to earn. It was the Free State of Ireland, with the right of self-determination in certain future, not the Republic, because they needed to swear fidelity to British King, and they still would be under the Commonwealth. But as you can see in the historical moment, for a non-state nation that they want to be, you must consider all the pros and the counter arguments, prices and benefits, the profits of negotiation, and to get a final agreement to solve problems, real problems, like the 8th centuries late. The idea of the agreement, but it's a cartel of the agreement, but not that agreement, the agreement in 1998. Their decision, passed by a referendum, Emil de Valera, son of an Spanish migrant to New York City, an Irish woman who was served to death in the 1916 insurrection uprising by its American nationality, condemned the treaty that won in the Dale in the Parliament by 7 votes. He was a totalitarian. He wanted all or nothing, no middle ways, and a civil war was served by colonies against the Valera. All they lost it, all of them. The Free State survived and became the Republic of Ireland after the Second World War, but separated. The north of Ireland, most part of the Ulster, remained being part of the United Kingdom of the Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Ara and Sinn Féin survived, reconverted to the new situation, an Irish nation in the south and a majority minority of Irish in the north. In the end of the 60s, a civil rights defense movement for Catholics began, like in America. It became strong, but in 1972 there became the Bloody Sunday, perfect pictured by Paul Greengrass in 2002. Ira got strong, very powerful. The British had the idea of recombining the face of the north of Ireland, concentrate Catholics in a specific land and transfer it to the Republic of Ireland. A massive transport of peoples. The only important thing in the north of Ireland is Belfast. The rest can go wherever they want. Industry and power is the city of Belfast. This dramatic plan was ideated a few months before United Kingdom became a member of European communities. Enter Denmark, Ireland, and United Kingdom during the effects of Bloody Sunday. A new step into the ancient fight to the right of democracy and self-determination is the north of Ireland since then. The peaceful via was defeated by the Bloody Sunday. The other way, as we know, the era, they fought until the ceasefire in 1994, just after the demonstrated declaration of self-determination of to the north of Ireland. A new prime minister became the hope to a new solution for the conflict, Tony Blair, and it became real in the Holy Friday of 1998. Stormont Castle, ironically, the solution was given in the land where Protestants signed the local politics seen a long time before. There are up and downs in negotiation peace, but conflict has been transformed into a new form. The way to a solution was signed by the democratic referendum. The peoples of North of Ireland says yes to Stormont, yes for peace and prosperity together. They ask themselves not why, instead why not? It can be said that recently a Sinn Féin mayor was elected in Belfast, and the green, white, and orange flag entered into his office. Today in Eire, there are these clear, definitely solutions. One is Ireland, other is United Kingdom Federation, but the list is cooperative. Ireland, the north of Ireland, is inhabited by 55% Protestants and 45% Catholics. As the Stormont Peace Treaty considered a self-determination referendum is a possibility. So, as we know that Irish have more children than Protestants, in a certain future Catholics will be able to win that referendum and unite finally to the Republic of Ireland. United Federation, a British initiative, and United Federation, two sides, one Great Britain, the other a United Ire, two seats in United Nations and other international institutions, including European Union. It could be like Canada, Australia, and South Africa in the early 20th century, when they were part of the British Empire. But they were represented themselves. in the national sphere, and the London supremacy. It is a federate proposal exposed recently. That could be a solution, at least for unions. Cooperation. The so known Ulster or the north of Ireland could be a big sovereign zone. British and Irish, double nationality, and land of the two nations. An example of cooperation and capability to live together with peace and prosperity. That was the idea. In that year, 2004, in 2024-25, we can see the idea about what happened in Brexit. Brexit gave us problems about north of Ireland because what was signed in Stormont, what it's explained about the treaty on 1998 about the peace of Holy Friday, makes the idea of a united Ireland without borders. No war borders, no towers of defense, no armies. The idea of Brexit pulls forward the idea of expel United Britain on the European Union. That idea makes the Ireland an island of division. A division within the idea that South, the Republic of Ireland, is inside the European Union and makes the border of Ireland and outer limits of the European Union. But the idea was referred about the referendum on the Brexit issue that North of Ireland, as well as Scotland, voted for remaining in the European Union. So that two points, the idea of powerful peace in the document in 1998 and the idea of remaining in some kind of European market makes the border move into the islands, into so-called England, our island, and the island of Ireland. So that made, on one side, Catholic and Republican illusion for a better and prosperous future, and the idea for the Unionists that they were treated by treason, they were made a fake treatment, and they were banned for power. That what happened indeed. But in this idea of the regulation of Brexit forward, that made the idea of a difficulty, but in this time not being new troubles from the Catholic community instead of Protestant community. Why? In those days, from 2004, from 2024 and 25, we have the idea on the census that the Catholics are more than the Protestants. It's real. Just now, in future, it will be more and more. And in the politics, the idea of 1998 of two-leader government, two-lead community leaders, was substantially changed by the leadership of Sinn Féin over the Duke. The Catholics had the leading role in the government of Ireland. So that idea, the census, the new role of Sinn Féin, the idea of changes in the government of Northern Ireland, and the idea of Brexit and how it became real in the world, that the founding pillar of this situation is the agreement on 1998, makes different idea than 2004 in 2024-25. But that's all, ducks, dear ducks. And may peace remain in earth. Thank you very much.